which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please, 2012 meeting of the 70th Precinct Community Council. Tonight, we don't have a long agenda, so we're going to let people get home in time to see their favorite TV shows and whatever. Right now, I just need to acknowledge the presence of some of our elected officials or representatives, beginning with Ramona Cabreja, representing City Councilman Matthew Eugene. I see that there are two other people representing the councilmen, Sumaya and Valerie. Welcome. Representing Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, our own Ellie Slavin. Go. And from Corporation Counsel tonight, we have a unique, two unique guests. And they are Shannon Ashford and Katrina Vetrano. Would you come up and join me? I think they'd like to address the council.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. As they said, my name's Shannon Ashford, and this is my colleague, Katrina Vetrano, and we're from the New York City Law Department, Office of the Corporation Counsel, and we're prosecutors. We prosecute juveniles in family court, and we're here as a community outreach initiative. We're going to be working more closely with all of you and all the police department in order to not only just make sure your community is safe, but actually effectuate the prosecution and to make you understand the process. So we're looking forward to meeting all of you and to working with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you indeed. From the Council of People's Organization, my brother Mohammed Razvi is in the house. And representing Congressman Bob Turner, Jonathan Schenker, and John, would you come up?
Good evening and happy holidays to all. Just wanted to, I've been talking about it a couple of times. I've been coming to the meetings the past few months. We actually did open up our Brooklyn office. It's at 1733 Sheepshead Bay Road. If anybody's interested in coming to our office to discuss federal issues, if we could be of help, or any other issues that they think the congressman could be of help, it's our pleasure. The phone number, I left a couple of flyers on the table back there, but the phone number is 718-934-0672. Again, we're at 1733 Sheepshead Bay Road. Thank you again. Have a great holiday to all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, of the 70th Precinct, Inspector Eric Rodriguez.
Thank you, Ed. Also with me, Captain Matt Harrington, the XO of the 70th Precinct. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I just want to, a special thank you to a couple of people here. Jackie Bourne, Marek, Dominic, all the cops that work under Marek Nowak, Sergeant Nowak. I just want to thank them. You really, a lot of times they're out there and they're talking to everybody in the room, but you really don't understand how much work they really do and how important they are to the community. So I just wanted to take a moment and very proud of them and very impressed with the work that they do. So I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that. Also, while we're at it, the auxiliaries, I can never say enough, and every time we're here, you deserve that thank you. The explorers. And I also want to take a special thank you to anybody who's ever served in the military. You always deserve to be recognized, and it's something that, we will never, ever, ever in this country be able to thank them enough for what they do. So thank you all. Just coming up on obviously the end of March, and obviously the weather patterns were a little different this year than they were last year. So with that said, there's been a couple of things that, obviously when the iPhone 4 came out, it started a couple of issues with crime in the area. And I've been talking about it from day one, and it continues. And there's a couple of concerns out there, obviously, with electronics. And I'm going to always and continue to remind people, when you're on a phone, or if you listen to music, or if you have those pieces in your ear, you're not paying attention to what you're doing. Whether you're walking or driving, you're putting yourself in danger, and you're putting other people in danger at those times. So when you're walking across the street, you're listening to music, or you're talking on the phone, you're putting yourself in danger of not only being a crime victim, because a lot of people are walking up and we're having that issue in the neighborhood, and their phones are getting grabbed out of their hands. You got to be careful about it. We're also getting people around the city and around the country getting ran over by cars, or hit by cars because they're not paying attention. Whether you're not paying attention to the light, and I got to give the city credit, because they're really going out there and trying everything. They have countdowns now. You have to pay attention to that stuff. So just be very, very careful with these electronics. And driving, we are getting people every day texting while driving. It is a recipe for disaster, so you have to be very, very careful out there with this electronic. It's not worth it. The word no, and you find out somebody got killed because they're trying to text the word yes, no, 3 letters, and they're not paying attention, and then it's too late. So please be very, very careful with electronics. There's a time and a place to use them. Most of the time, in this day and age, you really find out that a lot of things that we're doing, it's not a must, that we have to text back and forth in 2 seconds. Everybody's rushing to get, and it's funny because we're up to 4G now. And it's just to see who gets the information faster. Is it really worth your life? Probably not. So just please heed to those warnings and the things that we spend a lot of time breaking this stuff down, and we're trying to get the information out to people. If you look at the crime numbers, we're actually down, and again, it's the work of the command, the work of the cops in the command, it's the work of the community. It's a partnership that I always talk about, but we're down 8.9% for the year in the 7-0 precinct in crime. If you look at the year, we're up 2 robberies compared to last year. We're down 5.6% from 2 years ago in robberies. So we're pretty much on pace, on the same pace as we were last year. The problem that we're having, and in the last 28-day period, we're up 35%, or 18 grand larcenies. A couple of reasons for that. Number one, it's the snatching of the phones. People, whether they're walking by, they're running by, they're grabbing your phone out of your hand because you're not paying attention. I can't tell you how many times we're reading these reports, and it says the person can't identify the person who took the phone. Because you're on it, you're not paying attention to your surrounding, and they're taking that phone. Know what's going on around you. A lot of times it's from or to a train station. A lot of times it's when you're getting off the train, or you're standing next to the doors. They're waiting for the door to close, and obviously when the door's closing, it's giving them a second or two more to run away from you. And a lot of times they're picking the people that they know they could outrun. So just be very, very careful and understand what's going on around you when you're using these devices. Grand larcenies are recorded for many different reasons, obviously from person. Car breaks. We did a whole operation the last couple of weeks. We put a lot of resources on the midnights with the car breaks. And we got 7 or 8 different people doing car breaks. And it becomes a grand larceny if your credit card's stolen. Try not to keep valuables in your car. Anything over $1,000, and I've said it before, people like, but I heard you, and I put all the stuff in my trunk. And how they get in your trunk? Well, they pressed the button on it. They got in the car and they pressed the button. They went in the trunk and they took it. Some of the valuables people are leaving in there, $10,000, $15,000 worth of valuables. Be careful with that. There's a lot of people doing the car breaks. We recognize that. We're addressing the issues. We're getting a lot of information on where a lot of this property is sold. Again, you buy stolen property, you're going to be arrested for it. We do sting operations. A couple of months ago, we got 141 different stores around the city where people were buying stolen product. So we're going to continue to do that. We're asking you, we're doing crime prevention efforts. If you have some of these phones These iPhones, like I said, the iPhone 4 right now, the iPhone 5 is going to come out. The iPad 3 just came out. These iClouds, Find My iPhone, we are utilizing those services. So if you have these products and you can download those apps, do me a favor, don't give out your password, but remember it. Because once we get you, we need time's of the essence. We need to get that password from you as soon as possible so we could access the app and track that phone. A lot of times we're asking people, we're actually using our own phones at times, and we're asking people, what's your I forgot it. Try to memorize that password. The other issue with grand larcenies, and we took a little hit on it today, and it's been going on, identity theft, the credit card. They're stealing credit cards like crazy. They're using them. A lot of times they're using your ID. I guess they're getting some of your information off a computer. Check your mail. If you know you're supposed to be receiving a credit card and you don't get it in a couple of days, make sure you call up the credit card company, tell them you haven't gotten the credit card. Bank accounts. Protect your information as much as you can. These scams are starting to pick up around the city. Be very careful with these scams. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. All right? Mega Millions is over 450,000. That's something that's true. They're taking my money like crazy every week. I wish somebody would win. But stuff like that, I understand. But when somebody comes over to you and says, you give me $10,000, I'm going to give you $90,000, the math just doesn't add up. Be careful with that. If you live around elderly people, check up on them once in a while. If you see strangers around them, people coming into the house, check up on them. Make sure they're not being used by scam artists to get money. A lot of times somebody will ring your bell and they'll walk you to the back of your house to a kitchen while somebody else will be walking in the house and walking all over your house. Recognize that stuff. If you do recognize it, give us a call. And if you see something, any kind of information, whether it's a license plate, whether it's a closed description, a direction of flight, any information you could give us when something does happen, it helps us. If there's cameras on your block, you should, and you know about it, and you see us around, just say, hey, I know this guy has cameras or this person has cameras. We do utilize those cameras. The department did spend money in a couple of months ago, and as you've seen, they actually locked up somebody for a homicide a couple of weeks ago with this facial recognition technology, where it works off of measurements on the face. We're going to start specializing in that. We're going to start taking our videos over there to the guys who work that, and they're going to do investigations off the facial recognition technology. It'll be another tool we'll be able to use as a department. So please, whatever information you give us, and like I said, it's between us, we can utilize it to move forward. Those are the two. Robbery, like I said, we're up 2, and the grand larcenies for the year. Right now we're up 7, but like in the 28-day period, we've taken a little hit. And the last couple of days, we see trends with this identity theft picking up. So just please, if you go to these ATMs, see who's around you. A lot of times people are waiting for you to walk out. They always know your surroundings. And try not to have these ears on when you're taking out money and things like that, because guys who do this stuff and go after you, these perpetrators, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a weakness, something you're not paying attention, and they're really striking with that. Let me just go on the traffic front also while I have you here. It's something that we're going to start tracking in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, the warm weather's coming. You're going to see a lot more motorcycles out. Where are you? "17 years. I just turned 18 last couple of weeks ago, so 17 years is a long time. Like I said, these guys volunteer their time and their service, and it's invaluable to us having you guys around. And we wanted to thank you very much. We're just a little token, a certificate for you for what you do for us at the 7-0.